You're watching 48 Fastcast.
All right, y'all, welcome in 7:01. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. It's a hot, humid, also foggy morning, so just be aware.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that fog on the highway just a second ago, Eric, so just something to, think about if you're out on the roadways.
Something to factor in, and then get ready for more of the same heat and humidity. Another day with the heat advisory in effect. That goes through 9 this evening, and I have to just reiterate, if you're in Marshall, Jackson, DeKalb County, even though you're not under the heat advisory because you won't quite reach the criteria, this is still potentially dangerous heat that we're expecting today. And we've seen a case of more and more heat-related illnesses coming down because it's been weeks of this oppressive heat and humidity. Heat index will probably hit 100 degrees as early as 10 a.m., but later on this afternoon, feeling like 105 to 109. If you saw heavy rain with the storms yesterday, some of those storms were stronger, you could be waking up to some dense fog. I know they mentioned that at the desk, and it is out there. Fog probably staying with us through 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Temperatures pushing 80 in the Shoals, 77 Scottsboro, 73 Fort Payne. Just that yucky dew point, the dark green on the map, that is that deep tropical moisture. A little less humidity actually comes in overnight into tomorrow. We'll talk more about that. Wind today out of the southeast, 5 to 7 miles per hour.
This is your 48 First Alert Road Report, sponsored by Bankston Motorhomes.
All right, taking you now to Huntsville. A live look right now at the maps. We're looking really good for the most part. We have that slow stretch on 565 in the eastbound lanes, but that's just kind of our typical slow spot there. In Decatur, we do have some delays as you are approaching the bridge or getting off, but really nothing too major across the board. Drive times right now also looking good. Decatur to Huntsville will take you about 25 minutes. Athens to Huntsville will take you about 27. Jonathan.
All right, thanks, Gina. Well, new details this morning regarding a deadly accident in the Huntsville area earlier this month. Paris Gardner is accused of hitting 2 motorcyclists with his truck on Pulaski Pike. Now, one of those motorcyclists, Nathaniel Fletcher, was killed. A crash report of the accident shows that Huntsville police believe Gardner ran from the scene right after the incident. Officers say that he smelt like alcohol when they began to question him. Now, police also say he admitted to drinking earlier that day. Official toxicology results are still pending. Gardner is charged with 2 counts of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death or personal injury.
Morgan County prosecutors have charged a man they believe badly injured an elderly man. Now, John Holland is accused of hurting the 78-year-old last month. Hartsville police said the man needed extensive medical treatment and even surgery following the attack. Holland was arrested Monday. He's charged with elder abuse and domestic violence. 2 people in Huntsville are looking for a new home after theirs caught fire. This happened at the Brixworth at Bridge Street Apartments yesterday. Nobody was seriously hurt. The Red Cross is helping out those 2 people who were displaced.
There will be some lane closures on Hobbs Island Road later this morning. Officials will be doing some work on the road between Butler Basin Boulevard and Van Road. Now, these lane closures are expected to start at 9:30 a.m. and last until 3:30 p.m. Department of Transportation crews are also working to make repairs at the flyover bridge at the I-565-65 interchange. That bridge was damaged when a steel coil that you saw there fell from a truck Tuesday afternoon. The crews are temporarily closing the outside travel lane at this morning at 9 a.m. and further repairs will be completed at a later date.
Well, still to come this morning, big changes are coming to a local park. What they are ahead. Some big changes are coming to a big park in Athens.
Yeah, city leaders believe a major facelift is needed at Swan Creek Park. Athens Mayor Ronnie Marks says officials will build a makeaway field at the park for children and adults with special needs, but that's not the only plan. Marks also revealed the city is preparing to add a new entryway and renovated pavilions and a new pickleball facility to the park. Although the project will be several $1 million, he believes it will be a worthwhile investment for the future.
I think you have to put the money into the future, and this Parks and Rec is a high priority for all of our young people and families moving in. Not only do you look at public safety, jobs and education, you look at recreation and parks, and again, just improving our city and making it better.
The timeline for the project is unclear, but Marks is also looking to get some grant money to help pay for the cost of it all.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
Yeah, if you're heading out to any of the area parks today, taking the kids out to the playground, maybe play on the swings, try and get them out there earlier rather than later. Try and avoid anything too strenuous during the hottest part of the day, that being late afternoon into the evening. We actually get a little taste of some drier air coming in for tomorrow as well as Friday. Then that deep tropical moisture just kind of reinforces itself as we go into the weekend and definitely into next week. Next week is looking pretty brutal. Could have a few days with a heat index around 110. For today, mostly sunny, maybe partly cloudy into the afternoon. We are expecting an isolated shower or storm popping up, but most of you stay dry. Here's a look at some of the fog we have right now along 565. Tracking a center low pressure off the coast of the Carolinas and Florida. That will push into the Gulf. The Hurricane Center says, well, not a huge chance of development into a tropical system, but could still not only bring some lousy beach weather in the form of rain and storms for the next several days, but it will also keep the humidity parked over us right here in the Tennessee Valley. Tomorrow, with a little less humidity, it will feel more like mid to upper 90s. Scattered storms Friday, and then we don't put triple digits on the 10-day too often, but there they are at the end of your 10-day.
Just a lot of hot weather ahead, Eric.
Yeah, late July, August. This is what we get.
That's what we get. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here for the Fastcast. Make sure to tune back in later today for the Tennessee Valley Living as well as the Noon Show. See you then.